Hello, everyone. Welcome to the City of Healing, where the city resides within. This is Nanda Angela, and as you can tell, something is going on. I noticed since Friday that something was just not right. And so when I woke up Friday morning, I was really a little anxious. So I was like pacing, walking around a lot, trying to figure out what was going on with my body. And I haven't been doing a lot of sleeping since probably the winter solstice around the 22nd. Like I wake up every 2 to 3 hours, and specifically at 3 o'clock. And, I was reminded, to make sure that I meditate if it's 3 o'clock, so I do that. But I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. I wasn't sure why, but something in the atmosphere I could just feel was different. And I noticed Friday, for sure, my body was going through some type of mild physical changes. So I still went to work. I got ready, and I knew something was off. So when I got to work, I checked my temperature, and my temperature was low grade, like 100.4. I said, well, let me put on my mask because Christmas, my nephew was diagnosed with the flu. And so I was like, oh no, did I get the flu now? I haven't had the flu for about 16 years, and I don't get the flu vaccine. Not that I don't condone or do condone, the flu vaccine, because there are some people that don't take the flu vaccine and do get the flu. And some people, like the elderly specifically, I have several 90-year-olds that heavily believe in the flu vaccine, and then they make sure that they get it every year. And they say they don't get the flu, and if they do get the flu, it's a very mild, very mild symptoms, they say. And I don't get the flu vaccine right now at my workplace. It's not required, but you do have to sign a waiver. And I make sure that I stay covered up. But like I said, usually I don't get sick, really. So Friday from there, everything just went north. And as I mentioned before, I have asthma. They diagnosed me with asthma. And every 10 to 20 feet that I make, I get this shortness of breath, I could tell that my lungs and my bronchioles were very, very tight. And there are some things that you can do for that naturally, but it may take a while, and those type of natural medications also have other adverse reactions, so I didn't want to focus on that. So yesterday, I went to the emergency room. I decided I'll go to the emergency room instead of going to a primary care doctor. And they did the necessary test. They did a chest x-ray. That's fine. My lungs look great. EKG, so it's not my heart. My blood pressure and heart rate were good as usual. And I still had a low-grade temp of 99.8. And they said, oh, yeah, what symptoms are you having? I told them, oh, yeah, you have the flu. No test, they did. They said because it's at its peak. A lot of people are getting the flu about this time, so they assume that's what I have. So they said I have the flu. Me personally, I don't think that I have the flu because I've had the flu before and I could not get up from the bed. But as you can see, I'm up. Anyway, what was I saying? But I went to the emergency room and they said I had the flu, but I was doing a lot of wheezing. So they wanted me to take a breathing treatment. So I did that, and that opened me up some, and so that I could breathe better. And also they gave me a steroid, and my internal intuition, I knew that those were the things they were going to do, and those were the things I wanted them to do. So that within myself, I knew was the right thing to do. Now, there are several things, against the flu or any type of airborne viruses that you may get to help you protect you from that. And there are several things, but I'll just mention a few. Because if something is in the air, even this morning, it's warm. It's about maybe 60 degrees already. But the air is very eerie. So definitely there is something out there, you know. I'm not sure what, but there's definitely something out there. And you do have to make certain precautions to protect yourself and your loved ones. And first, you have to make sure that your home is clean. I do sage it. Make sure you sage your home. And then open your doors. Let that out. Also, Lysol. That's not the natural thing, but it does kill viruses and bacteria. You do that. And also, when I was growing up, my grandmother we didn't have a shower anyway, but we had a well. We pumped the water and warm it up. But she didn't let us take baths during that time. If you had to, you can just hit, what we call the hot spots and then make it a day. But I wouldn't recommend. There's a lot of showers taken this time of the year because your skin absorbs everything. And when you open your pores up, it's likely to draw in different things. And also, you might want to cover a mask when you're going out in public spaces. Make sure that you try to avoid public spaces as much as possible. Let's see, what else? I don't really do a lot of preventative things, but some things that are really good are oil of oregano and black seed oil, but I don't take them on a consistent basis. But you want to boost your immune system and avoid as much sugar as possible, even fruit. As I mentioned, except for grapefruit. I do grapefruit and lemons and limes, that's more alkaline for the body, but apples and grapes and things like that, which I really like, I have to stay free of those as much as possible. And I'm a sweetaholic, so I'm going to stay away from those, go on another sugar fast, not counting, what has sugar in it or not crazy, but avoiding concentrated sweets as much as possible. And what else? Like I said, oil of oregano is excellent. It's antiviral, antifungal, antimicrobial. It's excellent, but I wouldn't take it on a consistent basis, but it works wonders. And then your other natural medicine that I was recommended, you want to make sure that you're extra careful about that as well, because it can cause some bleeding tendencies. So very cautious. Yes, the other natural medicine is flaxseed oil. But like I said, try to avoid that as much as possible because it can have adverse reactions, cause a lot of bleeding if you take it too much. So if you're already having bleeding problems, you have to really be careful. Or if you're taking other blood thinner medications, you may want to be careful of that as well. Let's see. I don't take anything consistently, but you do want to boost your immune system, drinking alkaline water, especially during this time of the year. You want to make sure that you coughing and deep breathing, but you have to watch your space. You can't really, this time of the year, you have to really be careful because it's something in the atmosphere. You're doing all this deep breathing, and you deep breathing in, viruses. So you have to protect your space where you're breathing, taking these deep breaths. What else? My grandmother used to bathe us in this hog oil. And she said that protect us from anything entering into the skin. Also, another important thing is, I should definitely mention, it's important, very, very important, to have a healthy gut, a healthy digestive system. My grandmother, about this time of the year, will always give us a dose of castor oil to clean us out. And we also would eat like a lot of fermented foods, so and turpentine. So just make sure that your gut is healthy. Make sure you're being clean out. Make sure you have a healthy biome in your gut, and you're getting those probiotics. That's key. Very, very important is to protect your digestive system and making sure that you're having healthy bowel movements. And a lot of people not doing it anymore, but castor oil is definitely one of my least favorite things to do. And another thing that's really good is lots of rest. Sleep is excellent for curing anything. Like I said before, I've been just waking up every 2 to 3 hours. It's the same with this morning. I woke up at 3:30 and I haven't been back to sleep yet, but I'm okay. For the weekend, I was able to sleep later, even though I was, waking up every 1 to 2 hours. I could still go back to sleep and stay asleep till about 11. Not till 11, but stay in the bed till about 11, off and on sleep. But other than that, like I said, something is definitely going on in the atmosphere. So just make sure that your body is protected. You building up your immune system. You're getting lots of rest. Because even last night, I had a terrible sore throat. And I said, this morning, I'm not even going to be able to talk. But I went to sleep. When I went to sleep last at about, I think it was about 12. Yeah, it was about 12. And I woke up about 3:30. And I don't have a hoarse voice anymore. And my throat doesn't hurt anymore. It's very minor. And I've been having a headache. It's just slight headache right now. But the things you need to do is protect your immune system. Vitamin D is excellent. I don't take anything on a consistent basis, but at least the vitamin D3 with K2, I take it at least every other day. That's the only supplement really that I take. But you definitely want to protect your immune system, staying away from sugar as much as possible, getting your rest as much as possible, staying hydrated. If you're going to take a supplement or a natural medication, make sure it's just for a short period of time, like your olive oregano and your black seed oil. I don't take it on a consistent basis because, do your research. They have their adverse reactions as well, especially if you're taking other medications or you have certain bleeding tendencies. You want to protect your body, even though your body is strong and it knows what to do, if the right environment, But people, I found and I learned recently, not just recently, I've always known that it's not whether or not you get a disease or cold or flu or pneumonia, whatever. It's not if you get it that determines how strong your body is. Really, it isn't. What really determines how strong your body is what you can fight off, what your body can really fight off. Because I've known some unhealthy people that's never had the flu, and some healthy people that's had the flu, and some have died from it, So, like I said, you have to protect your body. Those are the major things that I just mentioned that you need to do. Protect yourself during this eerie time of viruses. And I'm not going to say whether or not, even though the doctor was fussing at me, you have this asthma, as they call it, you really do need to take the flu vaccine because it'll flare up your asthma really bad and it could be really detrimental to your health. And, I know this, so that's why I went to the doctor. My intuition told me to go to the doctor. So when I say where the healing or the city resides within, is that your inner knowing, that's what told me to go to the doctor to get checked, and which I already knew. But like I said, I don't think it's the flu. unless I just have a really, really strong body. And I've started these symptoms on Friday, and I'm doing okay, really. So I just wanted to basically just come forth and share that, just to mention that, you know, my body is not perfect, and I don't claim that it's perfect, and I don't always do the right thing, and I probably won't always do the right thing. But do I intuitively know how to protect my body and know what's best for my body, or who to ask for help? Yes, I do. And that's what I did. And so I'm taking these steroids for a certain amount of time, and then I'm going to heal my body after that, because steroids can have an adverse reaction on your body, but it does protect my lungs, get rid of the inflammation that nothing else is going to do right now. And I'm drinking some holy basil tea. And I'm just thankful that I did follow my intuition and go. And like I said, I listed all the things you can do to protect yourself during this air time of the viruses that are in the atmosphere. Clean your home, sanitize your home, sage it, Lysol. Avoid crowds. If you're going to be in a crowd, wear your mask. Take your supplements. They'll boost your immune system. Get your rest. Stay hydrated. Those are some of the main things. And stay away from sugar, as I keep mentioning to remind myself, stay away from the sugar. But anyway, I'm doing well, even though I know I don't sound that well. And I hope that you all are taking care of yourself. I just wanted to come forth and do this share. And I am going to go to work, and I am going to protect myself and stay away from everybody. So if I do have anything, that I won't spread it. And I'll take some oil of oregano with me, because some of my coworkers like that. And just stay protected and wear my mask. Anyway, thanks for visiting the city, and I hope that you are doing well. Take care.